Hey everybody, this is Salem, editor-in-chief of the Chicago Reader. I found somebody in the suburbs who has a stash of old readers in print, and so I wanted to walk you through one right quick. This is the issue of Friday, April 28th, 1972. I guess they distributed on Fridays back then. That's about not even a year in, about 9 months in. A cover story was Make a Joyful Noise Unto the Lord Gospel in Chicago by Bruce Kaplan. This whole issue is about 12 pages. Back page is free want ads. So these were, we always talk about this before the internet classifieds. 1972 Winter Olympics posters for sale. Go see them at the Art Institute, the Waller Gallery, or the Student Coffee Shop in Regency Library. They sell for around $14 each. I'll sell individually, or the set of three I have for $7 each in good condition, a real bargain. Every once in a while you find something amazing. 4 F7015 Goodyear super wide tires with just 18,000 miles use, $55. That's for all 4 of them, of course. Here over on the vehicle section, that's a motorcycle, 1956 VW, dependable no rust, $200. Just for some context, I did the first car that I bought for myself back in the 1800s. It was just about $1,000, but it was falling apart. Anyway, let's see what's on page 2. Sorry for the mess. Page 2 continues the cover story, and then there's a full page, half page of letters to the editor. Correct. I was very surprised to find in the April 14th issue of the Reader that my name was included, along with a group of disenchanted announcers and other radio people who supposedly had been negotiating with Terry Chess for airtime on WSTM doesn't exist anymore. While I certainly support the cause of good radio in Chicago, I must emphatically deny being associated with Mr. Felt or Mr. Bridges in any of their proposed schemes. I wish the people who write us with that level of certainty wrote letters like this. Not only have I made no agreements to work with them, I have not even been approached to do so. At present, I have no plans to leave WDAI, also no longer in existence. If the mysterious Gene Lasser or any of your staff had bothered to contact me, I would have been happy to tell them that. Signed, John Platt. Well, maybe the reporter couldn't get a hold of you, John. I don't know. It's harder than Medici ad. Medici is still in business on 57th Street. All these years later. Isn't that great? EDI, electronics place where you could buy your speaker system for $39.95. Waterbeds. Some people probably don't know what a waterbed is anymore. The masthead with a bunch of the contributing editors. Some of the original group is listed. Phone number. 2 sales reps. One based in Evanston, one based in Hyde Park. I have to say, sometimes I see some of these names pop up in other Chicago publications, in publications nationally. It's really cool to see where reader writers from the beginning ended up. And then sometimes I just see those people in Chicago community organizations. Okay, next page, an article about dance, a theater review, superlative production, a great show. An ad from Khaki in Evanston, which was there for a long time. Albert's in the Hyde Park Shopping Center. House ad, exploring subscriptions. Another piece on theater from Terry Curtis Fox, who wrote a lot in those early days about theater for us. And another Hyde Park place, window coverings, where you get your jabot. I know some names of window covering, genre, whatever. Okay. Centerfold is all about music. Little piece on Memphis Blues, somebody who's performing at the International House. Let's see, Todd Rundgren, who is appearing with Fanny at the Brown Shoe. Oh man, that would have been amazing to see. Charles Mingus, a mix of record review and upcoming performances. We still do this thing where we have pictures of people that we're mentioning. Furry Lewis was from that Memphis Blues mention. And then the Reader's Guide to the Music Scene. My handiwork on the camera really sucks. I'm sorry, you guys. So these were listings, which I love to go through, and occasionally I'll look up the address to see what's there now. Big Dukes, 2757 West Madison. Lee Jackson and King Solomon. This is my favorite part of every paper that's ever existed. I don't care that sometimes you can get this information on the internet. And the reader held the standard for me, at least, for many years of somehow getting every single listing, even that weird rock band at the pizza place that you went with your parents in the suburbs and all that kind of stuff. So someday, I mean, this kind of information is really only best put together by people. And our people who do this at the Reader Now are really good at it, but there's just so much out there and it's hard to keep track of it day by day for humans to do anyway. So we and other publications, rely on the event calendars that wonderful readers can fill out themselves. And yeah, I think there's something lacking in that. But yeah, every once in a while, I think I just should, stop exactly what I'm doing and only do listings. It wouldn't be a bad thing. All right, Reader's Guide to the Silver Screen. So this was a lot of culture in this particular issue, and that's where the beginning started. An ad for all the movies you could see on Devon at the Devon and Broadway Theater. Again, no longer exists. Loyola has that spot, but and then 400, which existed only up until a couple of years ago. They were running Modern Times in Pinocchio. I'm sorry, Pinocchio was at the Adelphi. I went there a couple of times when I was young. That was there for a while. The Marina City Theaters, Mary Queen of Scots Hospital, Charlie Chaplin in Limelight at the Carnegie at Russian Oak. When's the last time there was a theater there? Then again, listings for where you can find the movie theaters, some ads here, take a jet flight to Europe, 1972, everybody. Yeah, Far East Kitchen in Hyde Park, $1.19. Now that's the coupon for the chop suey with egg foo young, and soup, and tea or coffee. There you go. Indian Summer, raw wool, knitting, tapestry looms, Habitat Furniture, and they would have called it Newtown then. More film coverage on this side, plus film capsule reviews for everything that's playing in Chicago at that time. And then 4 more ads. Gramophone, still there. I think that may be the same address, but I know they moved twice during their lifetime, so don't quote me on that. The Pipe Shop is not there. Earth Foods on Davis and Evanston, probably not there. The Courthouse Restaurant in Harper Court. Yeah, what else do you need for an ad? There's the address. You can see the lady who's eating. That's what we want you to do. All right, we're almost done. Powell's, still there. A wood furniture place, 841 West Armitage. That's not there, but I'm sure there's a nice furniture place on Armitage in that area with expensive furniture. Volume 1 and Volume 2. I feel like I kind of hardly remember one of these, but I might be mistaken. Piper's Alley, North and Wells, and then one in East Rogers Park, as they say. 6544 North Sheridan. I feel like Volume 2 was open for a long time, but again, please, someone correct me. Send me an email. You can send it to mail@chicagoreader.com and I'll get it. People that can write a term paper for you for $1.80 per page. Another stereo discount service. An ad to come learn how to drive the yellow cab, which is, at that point, you could make a living. And it wasn't like Uber. You still could make a living. It was hard work. I'm sure it's hard work. Okay. A restaurant called Cannibal? No. Yeah, that's not a really good ad. Okay, so first of all, I think the restaurant is called Grand Junction Limited. Maybe it's a nightclub, 7644 North Sheridan. That's probably by where Biddy Mulligan's was for a long time, but free food, 2 Italian 10-speed racers. So is it a bike shop? Cannibal, no cover. So Cannibal's a band? Because if it's a restaurant and you're advertising Cannibal, I don't know. But the 70s, man, they were tough. Okay, free notices. Here's a special appeal to the users of the free want ads. We're pleased, but we're utterly swamped with want ads. So all specific things that you need. And at this point, they weren't running sex ads, Lonely Hearts ads, massage ads, and the like. Well, that changed. Services, wanted, personal. So these were free. And hey, you know what? Maybe someday we'll make our classifieds free again to personals, at least. So that's it. That was the 1972, Ratzo's restaurant on 2464 North Lincoln. Ratzo's was a frequent advertiser. So this is the 1972 reader from Friday, April 28th, 1972. I'll walk through more of these. I need to learn how to edit, and yeah, there we go. Woo! Thanks. Bye.